this is a kind of a really interesting one. I've been surprised recently, it says here, to discover my husband and I have very different positions on a major event that's been occurring in the global news. That could be a lot of things. Through deeper discussion, it's clear that his values haven't changed, and I don't believe mine have either. We've always agreed on nearly everything when it comes to politics and ideals, and otherwise we still do. I want to have healthy separateness, but it's a strange feeling to disagree about something that we both have such strong convictions towards. How important is it for married people to have the same position on big topics like this? Um, well, let's define what the big topic is. The big topic is your connection. That's what the big topic is. The news topic is, in this context, secondary to that. When you do the research on marriages, very successful marriages and problematic marriages, basically, their disagreements are about the same things. Great marriages and problematic marriages have conflict around the same basic half dozen issues: finances, kids, sex, religion, how you spend your time, etc. They all basically argue about the same thing. And the difference is not that they come to having the same view on something. The difference is that they come to being able to have disagreements and hold those disagreements in a dynamic tension while never losing the connection, while never losing the unity. This is a big thing that loads on what psychologists call psychological safety. The great marriage researcher John Gottman talks about there's this bubble of safety that protects the relationship. And that means that in that bubble, each of you is safe to have your thoughts and opinions, to have your beliefs and different beliefs. And when you say how important is it for them to agree, I think that there are certain life direction setters um, that get pretty tough if you can't get on the same page, whether or not you're going to have kids. Okay. Um, Lots of other things. Those decisions, it's pretty important to try to get alignment on those. But when you're in a life, you said in the same values, um, and you can respect each other's values, but you come up with different solutions, is where a lot of this stuff goes haywire. I've got friends. I got friends on both sides of the political aisle, for example. Um, I would say that probably half and half, my closest friends on different sides of most issues, closest friends. And we have some great discussions. I've got other friends that if a certain topic comes up, their hair catches on fire and we can't even talk about it anymore. And I'll tell them I won't talk about it. I said, I'm not going to talk about this with you. Why? I said, because when you're talking, you're not thinking, it's too emotional for you. You hate the other side too much to even have a discussion. It's not really a conversation. You're not even listening. So what's really important, I think, in this question is that you guys look at, and you mentioned the word values. That's really, really important. Let me give you a uh, what would be a simple example of this? Um, uh, where you send your kids to school. Okay. there's some some people that I want my kids homeschool because the values they're getting taught in the public schools and blah 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 blah. You know, so we're going to homeschool. You got other people that think all my kids go to public schools because I want them to learn to interact with a lot of different people that have different values than we do, and all of that. Very different views. But what unites you sits above those different views. What unites you is both of you share something. You both want the best for your child. And this is true in a lot of discussions where people get divided. If you look at some aspects, I mean, you could go the right and the left and all of this, where people really, really disagree, they will make, they'll come at something with a particular stance, both of them having concern for the people that their stance is about, but they have very different solutions to getting there. And that can be in a team at work, that can be in a lot of places. So, what I would want you guys to think about, how important is it for married people to have the same position about big topics like this? Well, it it might get important in some execution of things. Like if you're going to give money to one cause or the other, you might have to divide your giving. If you can't decide, you know, you might have to do that. But the point is, are you guys creating a place where your love and the safety of your connection and the respect and value of the other person sits above your having to be right or having them be wrong or them having to think like you think? So I would try to carve out a place where we can really sit in the same boat. And the boat is our relationship, and discuss whether it's better for you to paddle on the right side and I'll paddle on the left side, or have that without turning the boat over. So I love it having friends with different perspectives. I just love it. And the other thing is get curious with each other. Don't negate what they believe. Try to learn more about why they believe it. And you get close to the whys of somebody, why they believe something, then you can overcome a lot of differences like that.